It's quick, it's nimble, it's responsive. It's a 2019, not a Volkswagen GTI. This is the Hyundai Elantra GT N-Line. Now, don't mistake this for the base GT because the N-Line means that it's faster and it's better handling. So it's not just a mere appearance package. And I'm here to talk about the 5 things I like. So let's get right to it. The first thing I like is this engine. It's making 40 more horsepower compared to the base Elantra GT. And that's because it doesn't have the Elantra GT's 2-liter naturally aspirated engine. This has a 1.6-liter turbo, making 201 horsepower and 195 pound-feet of torque. This car weighs just a little over 3,000 pounds, so this has a very favorable power-to-weight ratio. The second thing I like about this car is the transmission. This one comes with a 7-speed dual-clutch gearbox. You could also save yourself $1,100 by buying the 6-speed manual version. Now, you should be aware that there's currently a class action lawsuit over the earlier versions of these dual-clutch gearboxes, such as those found in the early 2016 to 2017 model years. Personally, I have a 2017 Hyundai Tucson, and I have experienced some of those issues like shuddering, slow acceleration, and just jitteriness in general. Have they ironed out those issues in this current version, the dual clutch gearbox? Well, I'm happy to report that I haven't really felt any of those sensations yet. This feels a lot snappier, it shifts a lot smoother, it shifts like a traditional automatic while still having those lightning quick upshifts and downshifts, which is nice in a sportier car like this one. So if you're scared about the dual clutch transmission issues, by all means get the cheaper manual transmission. Personally, I prefer the manual transmissions because obviously it's a lot more fun, but be aware that you do get a 2 mile per gallon cut across the board when you get the manual transmission. The next thing I like about this car is the handling. This thing has decent handling for your commuting and back road needs, and that's really a function of the lightweight nature of this car and also the sportier tuned suspension. This being a hot hatchback, this has a lower center of gravity, so it's fun to toss around in the back roads. In terms of driving feel, this is a front-wheel drive car, so with the amount of power, this is going to have a little bit of torque steer, and also since this is a turboed car, you do have a little bit of turbo lag. So those two things in general aren't good things, but in this car, I actually like the fact that it has a little bit of tug and also a little bit of turbo lag when you really step on it. It kind of adds a lot to the character of this car. The fourth thing I like about this car is the infotainment system. Now, the stock Hyundai unit is very nice. It's got a very nice screen, very responsive, high pixel density, and it's got a really nice Infinity sound system as well. But the best part is that this comes equipped with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. I love any car with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto because the layout is much more intuitive. So if you don't like Hyundai's stock unit, you could always plug your phone in so you could have a layout that you're more familiar with. The last thing I like about this car is the price, because this compared to a base Volkswagen GTI, this is $5,000 cheaper. So how does this stack up versus a GTI? Well, it really depends on what you're using the car for. If you're just, again, daily driving the thing, then this is going to feel exactly like a GTI. I mean, it looks the same, it has the same dimensions, has the same weight, but when you're taking it to the extremes, like an autocross or the track days, that's when you really feel the missing hardware in this. But this is $5,000 cheaper than the GTI, so if you're willing to kill that 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, then by all means you could buy an LSD. You can't really change the rear suspension geometry, but you could get a much freer flowing exhaust, you could get a bigger turbo, you could get a tune. So for less than $5,000, you can get a GTI killer for not GTI money. But you totally shouldn't do that because there's already a GTI killer in Hyundai's lineup, and that's called the Hyundai Veloster N, and it sounds like this. The Veloster N has a 2-liter turbo engine, it has the multi-link rear setup, it has better brakes, so it's making more power, better handling. It's just a much better car overall than the Volkswagen GTI. If you believe otherwise, please let me know in the comments below. So if you're looking for a GTI killer, by all means, go with the Veloster N. But if you're looking for a bargain GTI that doesn't have all of those nice performance bits and you don't really plan on taking it on those extreme cases, then by all means, the Elantra GT N-Line is the perfect hot hatch for you. So there you have it. What did you think about the 2019 Hyundai Elantra GT N-Line? Please let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video entertaining or helpful, please consider giving us a like, hitting that subscribe button, and also hitting that notification bell so you can get notified anytime we make a new video. There's a lot of videos on the internet and you decided to watch us, so for that I thank you very much. My name's Hanson. This has been the 2019 Hyundai Elantra GT N-Line, and I'll see you next time.